All right. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Inside YKTR, the first ever meeting that we have. Jackson's here as well, so roll the intro.
Welcome to the Ice OJ.
You've been on this before, haven't you?
Yeah, he's been here a few times.
Feels a bit nostalgic.
Jackson, what's up, bro?
What's up, B?
Welcome to Australia. So pumped to have you here.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It feels a bit weird, but it actually feels a bit more homey than I thought it would. You just asked me before if it feels weird that I moved country, but I feel like we're already part of a family. So yes, bro.
Right back to the start. How did me and you get in contact?
Well, you mean the initial contact? I think
it was an email, eh?
Yeah, I think back in my past life with stuff. Long story. I got it. My job was to cover the Warriors, but they wanted me to cover kind of outside of the game. A lot of that was focusing on former players and what they were doing. I obviously was a fan of you and Normie and Chico and what you guys were doing. So I think the very first time I contacted you was quite professional. Like I wanted to do a story on YKTR. You bounced back an email with all the answers, which a lot of people don't do, by the way. They just kind of rush that. Yeah. So we ran that back home, and it actually got a fuckload of coverage. And then I think since then, I just kept annoying you. The first time we properly linked up was when I kind of heard you voicing all your, not frustrations, but thoughts about media and wanting to start a media company. I just jumped because I had your email from obviously work, and I just said, fuck, if you're serious about it and you need someone from that world to kind of come in and help it all, I'm your guy, and work for free for a year and a half, and now got myself a job. So
yeah. Grouse. It's been a crazy story. You got in here pretty weird as well, but fucking glad to have you boys here. Let's take over. So what we're going to do is kind of do like types of meetings. I sort of want the boys to sort of pitch in about their ideas. They've both got really good ideas as well. So sort of first question of YKTR Sports, how can we get better?
Okay.
We'll start with you, Lukey, because you've been in and around here a long time.
Yeah, I think just consistency is probably the main thing. And then it's more, are we an Instagram account? Are we a YouTube? What's our key priority and where should we put all our creative energy is, I think, one thing that we can improve on.
Because we're very Instagram-y at the moment, aren't we?
We have been, and it's like I don't really want it to be like a curation page. I don't think either. Like I still think of us as more like... if we're not going to be like Kempy or Roasty, we need to be like in our own lane, and that's something maybe that's a bit more like Uninterrupted or one of those types of pages. I don't think we have enough user-generated content that not by YKTR users, but for example like a Barstool Sports or a Complex page where for some reason they can just curate and find the best content, and that's quite time consuming to try and find all that stuff and then repost it, put your own spin on it. So trying to find what angle we go down best, and whether we start doing those like one-on-one style podcasts with a bit more of a vibe to it that we see coming out of the States, like your Cam Newton style content that I know that you're quite big on. I think that's where we can set the goal to try and achieve.
You're new in here. Where do you see the change coming?
Yeah, I think we're sort of half transitioned to that with the mag. Like I don't think we haven't doubled down on the Instagram and social stuff. We've doubled down on creating a content hub, and all we need to do now is fill it with cool shit. So we have it. We have our point of difference. I just think we need to double down on cool shit. It's going to be easier. Like more hands make light work. So you guys have been doing it basically solo. Like even though I've been in New Zealand helping, like I've been working. So it's there's only so much we can do
from a distance, eh?
And like you said the other day, like you're talent heavy with Scope and Simi, and obviously Kempy coming in and out, and Corey and Chico, like more like beavers behind the scenes doing the work, like Lukey and myself, should make that easy. I think we're heading down the right path. We just need to double down.
Yeah, I think so too. There's not too much that needs to change. What do you think is our biggest pain point at the moment? I think it's just lack of help, for me and you.
Yeah, it's just like gives me anxiety sometimes. I'm like sitting here editing stuff, and then I'm like, fuck, that'd be like I'm missing things on Instagram that I could be posting and just things like that. So I think just having more eyes and more hands on deck is just gonna free everything up like that.
I think clear defined roles as well, which we're going to touch on like very, very soon. It's just kind of like I'm erratic just naturally as a person, so I kind of really want to change that because you need structure when you want to build. So yeah, you?
Yeah, I think just like I come from obviously a more professional, not more professional, but a professional world where there's clear outlines and clear structures behind everything. So like, for example, in the media world, we'd come into a meeting just like this. We wouldn't record it on a podcast, but where you pitch your ideas and you say, right, that's coming at 1, that's coming at 2, that's coming at 4. And then from 5 to 6, we build out that morning so that we can come in, not have a slow morning, but come in and when we're planning, shit's getting fired out. So in reality right now, I should have had 5 or 6 blogs scheduled to roll out while we're recording. We should have interviews teed up for lunchtime. Like by this time next week, that'll be the flow of the mag. and then just regularly making sure all the YouTube and podcasts are all linked up to that. Like I love the idea of that being our content hub, being the space where everything is and where people go to, like me and Luke were talking about before we even kind of launched it. Like I want it to be like there's a few sites or apps or whatever that you open every day, like whether it's NRL.com or Barstool or Complex or whatever. Like I want us to be
build it into that.
roll out of bed, you check what's fucking happening on the mag. So yeah.
My biggest weakness is planning and organizing, isn't it?
I thought you were about to say Luke.
Oi, what about
my left hand?
What about when I was pointing to him? He goes like,
I was like, oh no,
Yeah,
here
he's
it- where's he going with this?
Here's the first spray. No, my biggest weakness is planning and organizing. So I guys want both of you. I don't know who it is, or is it both of you collectively together to sort of take over that role, especially content wise. Like there's so much shit that sort of happens in and around YKTR. I was thinking about there's no one we can really mirror our business model off because there's no one doing it like we're doing it. And that's not trying to sound like super original or anything, but I was thinking like, are we like bloke? Nah, we've got a bit bigger fashion element to us as well. We've got more cultural aspect to us as well. We do dabble in that sports area. Then I'm like, who are we? Like maybe like 100 Thieves. Barstool's like very, very like a raw version, even though they're massive. Like there's no one we can look at and go, oh shit, that's the model. So
and because we haven't been able to just dive into something head on, because it's like if we then all of a sudden like focus all the energy on the content, then on fucking all the clothes, we forget about that. So it's about trying to like balance everything, and like it's little things that I've been like loosely trying to get the boys in the right mindset of like creating that. Guys, this is the content plan. We need to book it in here. We're going to get diaries and like using the Google calendars and everything. Because that's what like we should be.
I don't like Google Calendar. I don't know. I just doesn't feel not like.
I love it.
You love Google Calendar. You love Google Calendar.
Yeah, because
I just get on Google Calendar.
Yeah, it's like it's sort of like a.
You use
Notion, man.
You use you used to use Monday. You use Monday.
Nah, we used to use Notion.
Yeah, Notion and whatnot.
But then when I have to organise the plan, I just like. I was like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you said, which one of us can do that? Lukey's strengths, obviously, like over mine, are like creative. Like Lukey's a creative fucking wizard, and I'm an organizational fucking wizard. So that's a natural for us.
So that's your job then.
But there you go. Like that's something that we can easily build out and have a plan for.
Even I've been dabbling with Asana and stuff like that. I know you've used that with Dice Digital, or at least Danny and stuff does his accounting business off the back of Asana. And I think like it's just where I tried to sit there, I'm like, it actually takes time to like build out the systems and have it all automated in software like Asana. But once you've got that system in place, it's just like the wheels are motion, and it's just like it all links up with everything. It just makes life easier.
But content structure is the next part that's going to be super important. It should almost be like Monday, this is our show. Tuesday, this is our show. Wednesday, and we're kind of moved towards that already. But I need it like sort of locked in and nailed down. Or do we move like shit, boys? Like 8 till 10, that's when we're recording podcasts. So that gives us time to edit and to post edit and sort of stuff like that. So I think that's going to be the next evolution. Obviously, YKTR, the mag. Like how many articles could you write out a day?
Fuck, it depends on how much time. Like if I had a full day to do it,
Yeah.
I mean, you can do 1 an hour easily. You know, it depends on interviews. Like I mean, the content that we're creating, like reaction stuff, is fucking easy. But, Jesus, you're right.
Oh, sorry.
But-
David Beauty.
but yeah, no, I mean, we can knock that out of the park, and that's fun. Like we like doing that.
Yeah.
And like ghostwriting, not ghostwriting, but like when you boys have an idea or a thought and you bang it in a voice memo or bang it in a message to me, and I can build it out into a article off the back of that. It's easy content.
It'd be interesting to see what the sort of balance is, because I'm in the ethos of like there's no such thing as too much content, and I think we all agree on that. But then you just don't want it to be like too like
Quantity over quality.
like you want a balance of like really thought out articles, which you're going to be doing anyway, and then you kind of want those fucking shit articles in there that.
Yeah.
Like, that's our National Steak and Blowjob Day over in
Yeah.
England, like that. I just find that stuff random and
Hilarious.
interesting.
Fuck, that was funny, man.
Yeah. So like you want a sort of bit of everything in there, because I think it tailors into what we're trying to build here. It's like a bit of fun and then like a bit serious at the same time. So
I like the idea of having at least one, if not every day, every other day, one proper, you know, interviewed, image heavy, asset heavy feature.
what does asset heavy mean?
Asset heavy, so like asset, like you have a copy, which is the words.
Yeah.
Assets are like your images, your video embeds, your hyperlinks.
Oh,
so
okay,
that's what
cool.
like sort of glosses up a standard 1,000-word article you wouldn't read.
For example, what we'll post tonight will have all the assets of Zane as photos
Yeah.
in your write-up of
Oh,
the
okay,
collection
cool.
preview.
It helps SEO wise. It helps keep people engaged. Like the whole thing is, when it comes to articles or written content online, it's your, what's the word for it? Time spent on the site. So like the average time spent on like a typical news site is like 8 seconds, I think. So for a 500-word story, no one's reading it. But if it's asset rich and there's lots of stuff through it, it keeps people on the site longer. You can charge ad revenue off the back of that, because you go to a potential sponsor or whatever and you say, hey, people are spending at least 45 seconds on on each page, you know. So it's just stuff to think about.
Did they remember on Medium they used to put the like this article takes 3 minutes to read?
Yeah, the Herald do that as well. I don't know why. Like,
I like that.
I hate it. If I see something's taking 8 minutes, I'm not clicking.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it goes the other way.
Yeah.
Especially if some of our features are going to be quite long.
Yeah.
You put on there, this is a 12-minute read.
Do you know what we should really build into? Very like slam sort of style where like fucking say Munster's our featured article for the month and we're going to go into a super in-depth article, but then we build like the photo shoot in and around them and then it rolls into the merch.
I've always said that. Yeah, that's like the vibe.
Yeah, that'll be cool. And then say we build into like our YKTR drops a fortnightly, then we've got that one big sports drop. And then it's super limited pieces as
That's
well.
cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool. And then like we film the like hype shot. It's very, very traditional.
And then you drop the mag as an NFT once a month.
Nah, stay away from it for now. Just going to build into
We'll
it.
dabble.
Culture within YKTR. Like I think culture builds itself over time. I think KPIs and goals are going to be important because, like I said, I've always been super erratic and things have just sort of gone our way. But it's now time to build like structure as a solid foundation and have goals and targets. Like, what type of culture would you guys want to be working in?
I think we have a good culture. It's definitely just like sometimes probably accountability is not the right word, but it's sort of linked in with the KPI aspect of things. Sometimes it's like I get here and it's like, what exactly is expected of me today? And then I'm sort of just like fishing at ideas and trying to come up with things to do. And then you'd be like, oh, fuck, that's sick. And
Let's go for a coffee.
That's like the KPI. Did I say, is it cool? Yeah. Like that, you know what I mean? But like from your world, exactly what you just said, you know that you've got your 10, 11, 12, and that's what builds into your KPI. And obviously you got clicks and everything off the back of that, but it's not what we're aiming for here. But
is that annoying to work in though?
That's what I was about to say. Like, I think like what breeds a good culture, we need structure, we need organized, like we need to be organized. But part of the charm and the thing that makes us fun is it's fluid. And when we see something cool, we react to that. Or when we have an idea that like, oh fuck, we should shoot a little, you know, vlog about the upcoming drop, like that sort of stuff. We need wriggle room for that sort of stuff. So I don't like the super regimented side, but we can take elements from the business world.
I think it's because I've had so many hats. Like it's just like, what hat am I going to wear today? Like, am I video editing hat? Am I going to try and do like a mad graphic for Instagram? Am I going to try and like, oh, the mag hasn't got anything. Do I chip him to that? Like,
but what about? But I mean, you played enough footy teams in your life, mate. What, like, in terms of making a good culture, what? But I'm sure there's central sort of
success
things.
Is there. Success is there. Success drives everything.
You haven't played many of those.
No, that's the thing. So, but you look at successful teams, you're like, fuck, that looks fun. Like you look at the Melbourne Storm last year, like that looks fun. And obviously, we're gonna after this meeting, I'm gonna do a big fucking PowerPoint presentation to the boys. Can't be too long because obviously attention spans are like that. But it's like, how do you build a good culture? And good culture and individual success comes off the back of team success. Like Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes gets to top up because they just won the comp. Like Ryan Pappenhausen gets a top up because they won the comp.
They
like
both turned down my wires, but anyway.
The rising tide like raises all ships, you know what I mean? And the rising tide's always going to be pinned back on YKTR on those 4 little letters. So the higher this tide goes, and you got the fucking scope ships sitting up here, they're all going to go up there as well. And I don't want to own IP on those boys. Like I've talked to people about this. They're like, oh, you should own IP because you're building Scope's profile up. Like he didn't have one. Oh, he had one, but he didn't have the one he has now before he got with you guys, and you should own that IP, but I don't really want to do that. Like I don't really want to control anyone in that way. So I just want everyone to sort of buy in. Let's build up. Fucking once we hit our target, just go fucking on a boat and party. And I just want us to be like that. I want it to be cool, but then I also want it to be like us fucking working hard as well. So it's the balance. It's the balance.
The culture, the building blocks of the culture is already here because it's fun as fuck. Like it's, you know,
you haven't worked there yet.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, but like you want to be like you consume the content and you want to be in and around yourself. You want to be in and around Lukey. You want to have a beer with Justin. You want to you know watch Simi do his best work on a night out. Like you want to be around it. So the building blocks here. You got the dog in the background as well.
So everyone understands we've got momentum right now, but it's also we can also fuck it up as well right now.
Mello.
Wouldn't be a podcast without Mello interrupting. We also got to protect us as well. So, I think structure is really important moving forward. And I think that's where you're going to be our key asset. Obviously, you're going to do all your other work as well, but just sort of rocking up on the Monday and Lukey's not just going, oh, what are we doing? I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know. I'm hungover. Like, give me to 11 to think. That's going to be cool. One thing I reckon we can really, really tidy up, and because you're here now, is like have an intro to every show on YouTube. So even like you can build pretty cool content now as well. So the Kennel should have an intro. Inside YKTR should have an intro. Life at YKTR should have an intro. You know what I mean?
What do you mean intro? You mean like the little hype reels sort of?
Just very small start. So if you look at Flagrant, just anything like that.
It's raining, so everyone's walking near the door. Yeah. No, just little things like even like the shortcuts, like just uploading video, even like the end of a vlog where it's like you can click on like watch this and watch this. I can't remember what the back end of that's called, but I've just never done it because I'm like, yep, quick upload, move next. What's next? Whereas now it's like you have the opportunity to go sit there and go, okay, let's add that extra 5-10 minutes into that.
Name me a TV show that doesn't have an intro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I think that'll be cool, and it's actually building it all around. The club, our membership program, we'll touch on that off air. Yeah, actually, we'll touch on that off air. But roles. All right, got your roles here, boys.
Oh, you've actually got it written out.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So Lukey's roles are going to be obviously YouTube. Does that very, very well. That'll be another part, building it all in. His job's to look after all the kennel boys. So Scope, Simi,
Feeding cats.
King of the kennel.
yeah, king of the kennel. And it's like once we have that meeting, it's like, boys, fucking, if you need something, go to Lukey. Like I'm building this org structure for a reason, so don't have to deal with those types of things. Designs, creative, YKTR sports, anything culture based that'll drive through to you, but he can also write as well.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of mentioning before. Anything that you have an idea or you see something cool, you don't even have to like, I was telling Justin about this with all the NFL content. I was like, bro, bang 30 seconds in a voice memo to me and I'll build that out. Like it takes 2 seconds for me.
We were talking about this yesterday with the NFT chat. We're like, oh, I don't think he done any research, but he read a really good article just hyperlinking everything to research.
That's research, baby.
And it was actually a pretty good article. So, host of Inside YKTR and Trending, which you do, but then off the back of that, so because you're looking after all my stuff, whenever me and him recording, you're on the cameras. So he's going to teach you how to work cameras and stuff today. And then micro content. One thing that so you're looking after anything I do, Ice Project, any of the shape stuff like that. I need you here for that. YKTR the mag, which you're already on. Facebook is the one that we've been missing. Like this, one of his mates go, oh, where's YKTR vlogs? It's just we don't put them up on Facebook.
Okay.
So it might be like, all right, Lukey's got the thing ready on YouTube. He flicks you go up on Facebook and then write the copy for it.
Cool.
Copy, which is going to be super important. So some of our marketing campaigns, I might need you to write some cool copy in and around it because that's super important. EDM planning, which is emails, maybe, probably combination of you two.
Did you subscribe to that one I told you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
See how you get like the day? It's about 4 o'clock our time each day.
Yeah. I like which one did you send me the other day as well?
I think the Culture Kings VIP, and it's not even a VIP thing, but the visual aspect of it, I was like, this is cool.
Makes you feel like, part of the crew.
Yeah, and that'll be part of our club stuff that we're going to build out pretty soon. We'll touch on that after this.
Yeah.
Anything footy related. So sometimes he'll host that content where we'll switch that around because obviously you love footy.
Love it.
Scope's co-host and then Billy Ballers.
Cool.
So
BB, how is BB? Are you still zooming that, or what's the go?
No, that's good. I'll figure that out this week as well. It's bro, it's been actually pretty fun. Like we literally there's obviously no marketing behind it. Like we don't do any micro content. We don't do anything. And I still get hit up about it a lot. So it's a cool little product. It's a cool relationship. We just need to double down on it and go for it.
And even that's sports content that we can be leveraging off too. And I've got a few ideas of how we can do it. And
then you're in the machine now too, you know what I mean? You get backed by like all this sort of stuff and you're in the office. So it definitely helps all with views and stuff anyway. I might actually link you in with Anthony as well. He's a new sales guy.
He's on the website for it and everything.
Who?
And he's on the media website.
I'm also the sort of deal with the deals, and especially with ad reads and stuff, because Anthony will be like, oh, how do you want Scope to get his ad reads? So we can almost formate those types of ad reads in the rounds because it's going to be super important moving into advertising, especially in the podcast. Like I was listening to Barstool, like a third of their revenue actually comes from podcast revenue.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was like 2019 as well. So I think they'll be bigger and bigger. So that's going to be a big play for us moving forward. Obviously Natasha's got all this shit as well. So
she always tunes in.
Who?
Natasha. She sent me a message. Loved Inside YKTR yesterday. Shout out to Natasha.
She's my favorite at the company.
Yeah, she's nice, isn't she? Over in France at the moment. What else have we got there? Oh, I think building your workflow in straight away. Like, fuck. Obviously, it comes off the back of structure, but then like, shit, this is the stuff I need to be focusing on first. Like high profit actions are going to be a big part for us moving forward. Like what's going to be the best thing for our business, branding wise or money wise? It sounds super ruthless, but that's just how it's got to be.
Yeah.
And then just once we get in the morning, let's have our coffee, let's talk shit, and then let's knuckle down for 2 hours and we can fuck around after.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Anything else?
No. Enjoy that.
Fuck, I'm so excited, man.
How excited, man.
Let's take over, man. All right, guys. We'll post this up today. We'll drop him some merch tomorrow, 6 p.m. Jump online, support the boys. Appreciate ya.